Now presenting The Vapors, a Chemistry 1001 group project. The group members are Tiki Lopez, Tamara Norris, Christina Cordova, Kenneth Burrell, and Adrienne McNeil. We will be addressing hydrogen dioxide, or H2O, better known as water. We will touch on sublimation, melting, evaporation, and freezing.
Evaporation. Evaporation is a process where liquid is converted into a gaseous state without heating. One factor by evaporation is that it is very important to our water cycle. One example of this is if you leave a tablespoon of water on your kitchen table, once you return a couple hours later, it will have disappeared.
Sublimation is the process of a substance transitioning directly from a solid to a gas. It is an endothermic process, which means the substance is absorbing energy from its surroundings, usually in the form of heat. For this presentation, we look at the sublimation of water. For example, if you take a piece of food and dry freeze it, this process is making the water sublime under reduced pressure, making the gas leave the food, leaving you with vacuum-sealed food that will last longer. Sublimation of water is also happening to glaciers. This process is specifically called ablation, which is the removal of a surface through vaporization.
Freezing is the change in state of matter from liquid to a solid. Facts: a liquid will freeze at 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. At some point, the amount of heat removed is great enough that the attractive forces between molecules draw the molecules close together and the liquid freezes to a solid. Example: water freezing to ice.
Melting is the change of state from a crystalline or solid to a liquid. It occurs at temperatures above the melting point, which is the temperature at which solid and liquid can exist at equilibrium. Another way to define melting is to make or become liquefied by heat. Melting is a physical process that results in the phase transition of a substance from a solid to a liquid. The melting point of the solid has the same value as the freezing point of the liquid, thus the melting point of ice is the same as the freezing point of water. The melting point for water is 0 degrees, which means that ice melts to liquid water at temperatures above 0 degrees Celsius. If you remove a frozen bottle of water from the freezer and put it on the counter, within a short time it will have turned into water. This process is called melting. It is the change from a solid to a liquid for any substance. When something melts, it is a physical change and not a chemical change. Some examples of melting are as follows: snow turning to water on the ground, butter melting in a frying pan, and candle wax melting in the heat of the candle's flame.
You cursed brat! Look what you've done! I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world! Who would have thought a good little girl like you could destroy my beautiful wickedness? Ah, look out! Look out! I'm going! Oh, oh.
We would like to thank you for taking the time to view our presentation. We hope that you found it both interesting and insightful. Thank you.